Shwmai a chroeso I My College Experience Part 13 for Coleg Profiad Rhan 13. Now, welcome everyone. The stress of college is over. I've completed the main tasks on story mode, all the exams, the coursework, all the lessons. They're all over until next year. So now we're doing the side quests, which I think is quite a nice way to describe college. One big open sandbox game where, you could just do the story mode tasks, do about 70% of the whole game, but then you don't get the full experience if you don't do that extra 30% and do those things that are optional but make the game more fun. So anyways, let's begin. So on the 26th of May, I was asked if I could do an interview. Who with, you might ask? Was it one of my teachers? Was it a college representative? Nope, it was the chief executive of WJEC. The exam board has been at the mercy of for the last 3 to 4 years. 3 to 4 years? First year in college, year 11, year 10, year 9, 4 years. Now, I was asked the night before and I agreed to go in. So what happened is I rock up in college for 9 o'clock for the interviews to start at 9:15. But they were delayed because the people didn't turn up until about 10. So we're waiting in the canteen for 45 minutes. My phone was barely charged, all that's on me. I had to charge it in the room. We met them in the canteen and we go into one of the spare rooms. As they were setting up all this stuff, I had to fill out this form online giving my permission to be filmed. Stuff like, do you give permission? Yes. It's on this date, all that jazz. They had a proper setup, right? We're talking proper camera, same for what I had to use in media for the short film. A microphone, a big stick thing. Although it wasn't a big stick, it was connected to the camera with all these wires. They had a lighting balloon, which was like a massive torch with a balloon thing that illuminates the room, and tripods, which was very fancy. 2 of us were chosen, me and a girl. The girl went first and did the interview yn Saesneg, in English, and yng Nghymraeg, in Welsh. I'm proud, dwi'n falch, I say I understood the vast majority of what she said in Welsh. When she'd finished her interview, it was time for mine. I sit in the chair while they're setting up all the stuff around me, having to adjust the tripod height accordingly and the microphone. I sit in the chair and the setup, and the woman asks me questions in English because I was asked if I could do the interview, but only in English. Because I was the English speaker, the girl was meant to be the Welsh speaker because it's college, so they have to be bilingual. So I answered normally. I had to look at the woman. I had to look at the woman off camera, so I was always looking in the same spot. So it's like this. They asked me what I was studying, how I thought it was going. They asked me about my exams and any advice I would give to future students about their exams or revising or just college life in general. Fairly straightforward. I thought I'd done a good job. I'd done my job and it was time to go. But afterwards, the cameraman straight up asks me, "Wyt ti'n siarad Cymraeg? Do you speak Welsh?" And instantly I responded, "Dwi'n dal yn dysgu ond gallwn ni trio. I'm still learning, but I can try." To which he agreed. I'm actually wearing my Welsh lanyard. I was mega excited because I would finally be able to use my Welsh other than for exams. Well, other than exams, watching S4C, which is good when you know lots of Welsh. It makes you feel proud of yourself. And siarad gyda fy hun, talking to myself. Now I can't remember how I answered any of the questions in English or Welsh, but I do remember coming out of that room feeling very accomplished, knowing that I'd answered in both languages very well. I was ecstatic. I made a YouTube short about it. Finally being able to speak Welsh as fluent as a first language Welsh speaker, because that's the aim really, isn't it? You don't have to be perfect, because I'm not great in English. I'm not very good at English, so when learning a language, I think people tend to think that unless you know every single word, you're not fluent. Because let's be fair, nobody knows every single word in their first language, but you have to be able to understand people at least most of the time. And I very much enjoyed that opportunity. So now I'm just waiting to be on the WJEC social media so I can show you all. At the time of writing this, which was the 1st of June, it was nowhere to be seen. At the time of performing this, it's the 25th of June, still nowhere to be seen. Next side quest. Now this one all started with a message from a director. He's been wanting me to join his company for a while, but I'm with my acting club I already go to, which, funnily enough, this is my 10th year with them. I'm 17 and I started when I was 7. Funny how time flies. But anyways, he asked me if I wanted to be in the show for one night because someone couldn't be in it or something. I don't know. But I got the part. Right. I got offered it, and I read below, the message because it was quite a lot, and I was to be... Well, actually no, you guess. What do I absolutely love? And what would be the perfect acting role for me? I love Doctor Who, I love acting... I was to be a Dalek, right? And obviously I took the part. I love both of those things. Acting, Doctor Who, being a Dalek. Being a Dalek with an audience watching me is like a dream come true. Obviously I said yes. The funny thing was, bear with me, it was to be that very night. I made this short about it. It's funny how anything can happen at any time, isn't it? I found out probably 4 hours before I was going to be doing it. 5 hours, roughly. I finished college that day and got into all black, which was actually my old uniform at my first job as a pot wash. Because, I don't know if I'm meant to show this, but because I no longer work there, I can show you this footage, right? I can show you this footage as long as I don't mention where. Take it away. Just another normal day in work. Oh, what's this? Ah. Yeah, that ain't good. I didn't work there much longer. Anyways, I was wearing all black t-shirt, black school trousers, and my school shoes. And my godfather picks me up from my house because he's also in the show. We arrive at the theatre a few hours before the show starts. I look around the place and I loved it. I found my Dalek costume and I fell in love with it, right? Now, because it's a costume, you have to appreciate that. But honestly, I loved the costume. I can show you a picture of it, right? It's a bin lid with party cups on for the dome. And a round, a barrel thing with polystyrene balls around it. Which is basically my skirt for the show. And the idea was, there are handles inside it so I'd hold them up, look like a pair of baggy trousers, and walk on. But it gets better. The director had these confetti cannons and I was to blow up one of them on stage. Now, a solution had to be made because if I'm holding the handle like this, I can't also hold that, I can't set that confetti thing off, I'm already holding the Dalek skirt, I don't have a third hand to go. Now, my godfather, bless him, he got some rope because he loves bell ringing, and yeah, he loves bell ringing, and he's really creative in this respect, right? He made the Dalek skirt into overalls that go over my shoulders, and it held up on its own. He's a genius, he really is. He saved everyone that day. He was over my shoulders and I had to step into it, hold it up over my shoulders. I now have 2 arms for shooting this confetti gun. How it would work is that, so say now I'm holding this confetti gun, you've got to twist your hand in opposite direction, so, and then it'll go off. Like that. I don't know if it's translating well on camera, but you go like that and it goes off. We couldn't have a test run with it because then it would be ruined. Because when this stick goes off, it can't be reused basically. It's a one-time thing. So I'd be doing it for the first time on stage. But anyways, my scene is at the end of the play when the two get married. I have to keep it vague for privacy, right? But the show was amazing. The show was The Vicar of Dibley, right? Basically a parody of the 90s/2000s show. It's a parody of this scene in the real TV show. I put a picture of this. It's on Dailymotion. If you want to watch the real thing, you can't watch the show. But if you want to see what we were parodying, search for this on Dailymotion. Now, I was backstage reading the script for the first time. I want to emphasise this. I was not meant to learn the script or know what I was doing. I was literally just told to pull the confetti cannon at the same time as my godfather. Anyways, Act 1 came and went. I was still in the wings. Act 1 came and went. There was a mini break. Act 2 began. Now, I was beginning to get really nervous because I wasn't told when I'd be coming on. Just that when I do, pull it. When it was almost time to go on, luckily I can't remember if it was one of the actors or the director told me, right, but I put my Dalek costume on and I go to the side of the stage. I only just fit because it's quite narrow, the stage wings, and I got this huge case around me, haven't I? So I had to be careful not to break it as I'm practically hobbling about. And I wait for my cue to come on, and with everyone else, I enter. I'm on the stage, everyone's watching me. I'm on the side of the stage, the wedding happens, I look over to my godfather, he signals, and we pull the confetti cannon, although it wasn't to the side, it was upwards, so it was like this. And you got confetti raining down everywhere on stage. It was phenomenal. We then, took our bows, and then at the end of the play, and we left the stage. So I get out of my Dalek costume and wait for the actors to get out of their costumes. One of them played Jodie Whittaker because in the main scene, one of the characters, Alice, plays one of the doctors. It's very cool. The director was amazing and let me have a photo in my costume, which I've been showing a lot. I couldn't put this photo online until they'd finished the rest of their shows. So I've had this for a while, but I couldn't mention it. Now, after the show, me and my godfather got a KFC. Oh, I do love KFC. That's my thing at the moment. Not chips, it's KFC. He dropped me home, and that was the end of that glorious day. And it just goes to show, that was a pretty good life lesson to me there. It just goes to show how anything can happen, doesn't it? I mean, I only found out a few hours before I would be becoming a Dalek. I'd be going on a stage, lighting up a confetti cannon. Well, not lighting it up, like a lighter, twisting it and setting it off. And I took the opportunity to do it, and boy am I glad. It was amazing, honestly. Oh, it's fantastic. Next, now for drama, we went on a trip to the Millennium Centre on the 16th of June, and we watched The Show That Goes Wrong. Me, Shakina, and Iramin, we went and we had a blast. We went in college after I presented my Welsh PowerPoint, finishing about Cabin Cwtch and the lovely animal farm that we've been working on for the last 6 months. It's over. No, it's over. Afterwards, after presenting this animal farm, I went to McDonald's for breakfast. Now, because I work there, I get deals that I can pay £2 for a McMuffin meal, which is a sausage and egg McMuffin, a hash brown, and either a milkshake or a hot chocolate is what I get. Sometimes, if I'm feeling extra peckish, I'll add on an extra sausage patty for 40p and an extra egg for 20p. So I've got a cheaper double sausage and egg McMuffin meal for £3. But anyways, at 12:45 we met in the college lobby and we went outside to wait for the bus. We were outside Morrison's, we took some lovely photos and we had a blast. We got into the bus and we drove there. It was the Millennium Centre in Cardiff, where actually some scenes of Doctor Who had been filmed in the past. We walk in and we sit down. Now we were towards the back looking down at the performance, it's happening there. We're up here but quite far back looking down on it like that. I won't talk about the performance because spoilers, but you should go and watch. All I must say is it was amazing, it was funny, and yeah. As a basic summary, it's about a group of amateur actors who try to put on a play, but everything goes wrong. Hence the name of the play. It's also on BBC iPlayer too. During the first half, I realised I had drunken way too much during the day. I really did have a lot. And I was desperate for a wee. As soon as the interval played, I had to try and find the loos. Now, I had to ask like 3 different people because I couldn't find them, because the Millennium Centre is a maze. I couldn't find them and I was dying. I eventually found them. I had to ask one of the people who were there, but they only gave me vague directions. I had to ask someone who actually goes to my acting club. By some very, very cool coincidence, they were there. And I had to ask some random stranger. But luckily I got back in time. I did get back in time. And yeah. We watched the second half and it was really good. We left the theatre and we had a nice walk around Cardiff as we got back to the bus. We went past Techniquest, what's his name? Yanto's Shrine. I never actually saw it, but Aaron told me we passed it after we'd already passed it, so I didn't get to actually see it. But yeah, something about looking around Cardiff, looking around, walking around, makes it seem magical. I quite liked our walk around Cardiff. It was very cool. But guys, that concludes part 13 of my college experience. Thank you for watching, everyone. Be sure to like, subscribe. Have a good day. Don't forget to drink hot chocolate. Stay safe. And from me, it's goodbye for now.